you doing? Hi, everybody. It's your favorite hood witch. It's your favorite hood priestess. It's your favorite motivational dominatrix. LadySpeech in the place to be. And it is Sunday, 12:12 my time, 12:12 Mountain Standard Time. So you know what that means. It's time for a little Sunday service spiritual tea session. 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 What up, y'all? It is Sunday, a holy day for many people, and it's a holy day for you and I. Today is Sunday, and you know what I like to do on Sundays. I like to spill the spiritual tea. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. Welcome to this live. If you are here at any point during this live, you're here right where you need to be. You're right here when you need to be. You're right here where you need to be. You're right here when you need to be. If you are here after seeing this already posted and recorded, you too are right here where you need to be. All right, let's get into it. For the old school people, you know how this goes. For the new school people, I'm going to break this down. First and foremost, it's Sunday. This is Sunday service. We're going to do a reading. I'm going to give you a reading. My name is LadySpeech. I'm your favorite auntie. I'm your favorite hood priestess, okay? I'm your favorite motivational dominatrix. I'm your favorite hood healer. So we're going to catch a healing and some spiritual counsel today. Do you hear me? First and foremost, let's recognize that this right here is labor. Community labor, spiritual labor, labor. So we respect the labor of Black women and femmes. And I happen to be a Black woman. I happen to be a Black femme. I happen to be a Black they, them. All right. So good morning, good day to you whenever you're watching this. And the Cash App is LadySpeech. The Venmo is LadySpeech Sankofa. And the PayPal is LadySpeech Sankofa at gmail.com. So always feel free to show your financial appreciation. Now let's get into it. We've got a reading. I do readings, and I'm always surrounded, no matter if I'm doing readings or not, I'm always surrounded by the Lawa, my Orisha, my deities, my ancestors, the spiritual magical beings that follow me. I am always surrounded by at least 10,000 strong, and it's a beautiful thing. But on Sundays, I bring my rock friends. When I do these digital readings, I bring my rock friends. So let me introduce you to these rock friends. First and foremost, one of my favorite crystals in my collection. This is my golden crystal quartz and my golden healer quartz. Okay, this is hematite mixed with this is hematite mixed with quartz, and it creates this golden glow to it. This is one of the crystals that I have a very physical reaction to. I recommend it to other healers, but this stone right here is my baby. It's so nice. I bought it twice. Okay, I bought it in an orb, and I bought it like this. Do you hear me? All right, so that's beautiful. And then we have my black tourmaline, because you got to protect your neck and your spirit out in these streets. And black tourmaline helps me do that. Do you hear me? Also, we bring in this Pyrex, because I'm all about that prosperity, baby. Again, the Cash App is LadySpeech. The Venmo is LadySpeech Sankofa. The PayPal is LadySpeech Sankofa at gmail.com. Okay? Someone said you always have interesting rock friends. Yes, and you said something about that black amethyst, baby. That black amethyst is where it's at. That black amethyst is where it's at. Yes, get you some. So this is that pyrite, bringing in that money. We've got this labradorite, always down with the strength and the unification and the groundingness of labradorite. We've got some smoky quartz, one of the other black dark crystals. A lot of the dark crystals seem to have a very protective quality to them. So I love this smoky quartz. It's been with me through a lot. And then lastly, this is Ulexite. If you're looking to dabble into some portals, if you're looking to see some portals, when you look through it, actually, it's just beautiful. It does open you up to some portals. So you need to be ready before you get this Ulexite. Okay. All right, so those are the rock friends. And then we also have my affirmation box. So for the new people, this is a box filled with affirmation, parts of the Bible, quotes, song, lyrics, poems, all kind of stuff. It's filled with all kind of stuff. And then I'm going to pull at random from this box. The universe is going to tell us what we need to be affirmed in. We're going to participate in a very black African thing called call and response. This is a very indigenous thing. So the call is going to be me reading the affirmation, and I'm going to read the affirmation to number 1 fill up my own cup and affirm myself. And number 2, allow you a chance to learn the affirmation. Then you're going to be called into repeating the affirmation so you can affirm yourself. So this is what this is. I'm just mixing this up a little bit more. I haven't had my hands on this since last week, so mixing it up a little bit more. That's that. And then also, as always, I have my tea. A little witch's brew, if you will. So this is the part in the video. And I also got my water, because you got to stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Drink your water and do your kegels. Okay? Listen to your auntie. I'm never going to read you wrong. A couple things. I've got my love over fear shirt on because I'm working on some things and I'm currently healing through some PTSD. And also I want to spotlight the manicure is chipped. Yes, I know. But I'm loving this Picasso. Broken perfection, baby. I'm going to take care of this later on today. I call myself out so you don't have to. In big and small things. Okay. So let's get this party started, right? Let's get this party started quickly, right? Okie dokie. So first and foremost, let's begin with these Lavish Earth crystal affirmation cards, okay? Oh, I didn't introduce you to the cards. Hello, before we begin. Let me introduce you to everybody who's involved in the situation. This is a reading. So I'm going to use oracle decks and affirmation cards and whatever else I feel like to channel the universe to talk to you. I don't need cards. I like to use cards. So we have the Lavish Earth. This is a crystal affirmation deck. So it comes with a crystal and it has a little story and an affirmation and some strong words, some positive words. So I love those. This is the Santa Muerte deck. Oh my God, this deck is so beautiful. I love it so much. And this really just pulled my card today. So yeah, I had to be like, oh, okay. This is the Carolyn Myss deck, the Archetype deck, and this is also, tried and true. Y'all see that a lot. You're probably going to see that, most often. Also, what you're going to see a lot is the Message from Our Animal Guides deck, an oracle deck, and as well as the Goddess oracle deck. So this will always, as I like to say, put it in the description. I will put this in the description if you ever want to know what cards I'm using and working with that day. Okay. Now, let's get into the Lavish Earth deck. We have them Van Andenite, I think that is. Van Andenite. Let me get you a good look at that card. When we take a really good look at this card, this is a very fiery card. This is a card of action. This is a crystal, This is a crystal of action. It's a very fiery crystal. It's got some real reddish, undertones, overtones to it. It looks kind of like lava. So this is all about liveliness, enthusiasm, vitality, passion. These cards come with a quote around the edge. So let me read this quote. This quote says, "Wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for another day of loving." Ooh, let me read that again. This is by Khalil Gibran. My motherfucker. I love me some Khalil. Again, wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for another day of loving. Okay, you heard me. Did you wake up today? Did you wake up yesterday? What a blessing. This has been hard. It's been hard, darlings. Like I said, I'm dealing with some PTSD because it was triggered outside of me. Your favorite auntie captain goddess definitely pays for being the strongest, outspoken, and being a public figure. Lots of people in power don't like that. And they try to make my life a living hell because of it. All joking aside, it's deep. It's hard out here for a pimp. It is. So yeah, things are hard. I get it. Your mental health is probably fried. I know mine is. The PTSD is flaring. Hello, I just told you that. I know you're going through things, okay? But did you wake up? At the very least, what you can do is give thanks for the breath in your body. At the very least, we can give thanks for this day ahead of us. I know life is hard. There is something to give thanks for. So Khalil and Van Dandenite reminds us to approach life with liveliness, to approach life with enthusiasm, vitality, and passion, wherever we can to infuse that, to remember your passions, to remember the things that you love. Yes, life is altered. Now, for some of us, your cities, your governments, where you stay, where you are at, maybe, the Coco Roro, the pandemic, y'all are going back to normal. For some of you, you might still be at a bigger threat. No matter where you are, there is an opportunity to infuse your life with passion as we are adapting through the situation where we have to live through. No matter if you're in a space where they've handled it really great, no matter if you're in a space where they've handled it not so great. We are all affected by this on a global level. Do you hear me? And this is altered life. So, and it's altered life in a very big way. There's a lot of death behind us and ahead of us, okay? So a lot of us are in spaces where the grieving has gotten intense. A lot of us within our own selves are going through a lot of death within who we are. I was talking to a friend and I said 2020 was the year of 1,001 deaths for me. It was the year of 1,001 deaths. I died 1,001 times last year and became something new, and was forced into that. And not all of those things were great. The catalyst for most of that was something tragic and not okay. So Van Dandite reminds us that there is passion as there is grief in the world, and those things can coexist simultaneously. You can attend to your grief. You can attend to your shadow aspect and also attend to the fire, the passion, the love, the vitality within you, okay? So this is about really infusing, passionate thoughts, and reminding yourself of your passion. Are you a writer? Are you a dancer? What do you enjoy? What causes you great passion? What sparks your joy? What sparks your love? Now, this is messages for everyone, except if you're a psychopath. If you take joy from getting misery from people, oh no, darling, I need you to not. I need you to not. I need you to not. All right, next card up. We have the amethyst. Good old amethyst. Oh my God. If you're ever looking for a starter stone, amethyst is one of the big 7, and it is beautiful. Lovely purple stone. I actually don't even have any of that on the table. I usually do. Hello. But the amethyst is all about soothing, change of life patterns, calming. Let's see. What does, where are we at? Okay, here we go. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. This is a quote from Buckminster Fuller. I'll say this again. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a model that makes the existing model obsolete. Amethyst is a great card. This is a great card, but amethyst is a great stone because it's a very calming stone. It's a stone that allows us to think. It's a stone that allows us to get through things. It's a stone that allows us to, it soothes us, okay? It's a very, in my opinion too, it has a very protective quality because it allows you to think your way through trauma, pain, crazy situations. If you're dealing with a lot of anxiety, if you're dealing with a lot of tenseness, amethyst is a beautiful, beautiful stone to bring with you and to have with you, okay? So this is about approaching life with calmness, okay? This is about changing our patterns, okay? This is about, there are times to fight. Now, y'all know we started out with the fire, the passion. I'm a very passionate person. I do believe there's sometimes you got to fight back. You got to throw them fists back. You got to do what you got to do. Sometimes life is about acting on the passion. Sometimes life is not all, soothingness and, foo-foo-la-la. Even though those things are nice. And they're necessary. You got to come at life like that. But also amethyst reminds us that sometimes you can't meet the fight with fight. There are definite times when the Zen approach is important. There are definitely times when you need to think your way through, where you do not need to be ruled by your emotions, where you need to take your emotions into account and they need to be folded in with your logic, and those things need to work together. But amethyst lets us get a balance between our emotions and our intellect. Amethyst allows us to be cool, calm, and collected. Amethyst allows us to think our way through, to feel our way through, to see our way through, to walk one step in front of the other our way through, okay? So this is about, needing to approach these next parts of life, approach these next few months, approach this next week with calmness. If someone comes to you with fire, don't meet them with fire initially. Meet your passions, meet your dreams, your goals, your wants, your desires, your happiness with fire, with brimstone, with passion, with desire, but meet the fire of negativity, meet the fires of discord and discontent with soothing water-like calmness and with earth-like groundedness, okay? Okay, so let's get into this affirmation box. Cash App LadySpeech, Venmo LadySpeech Sankofa, PayPal LadySpeech Sankofa at gmail.com. You know what to do. You know what to do. Show some appreciation for your favorite artist labor. And feel free to share this as you want to. Okay. Let's see. This is for whoever identifies as a man, and if someone who is really currently working on, their sexuality, healing their sexuality. Masculine sexuality is divine, just as well as feminine masculinity is feminine sexuality is divine. Everybody's sexuality is divine, no matter what your pronouns are, okay? But if you identify as a man and you are struggling with your sexuality, this is a short, sweet one just for you. And I want to say hello to all you beautiful people. Good morning, good day, good afternoon. Happy Sunday service to you. Repeat after me if you are identify as a man. If you don't, just, hold some space. Just hold some space. I am a sexual man. No, and this is a great opportunity for you for me to reaffirm what I identify as, okay? I identify as gender fluid, and I also identify as man and woman, masculine and feminine. I am everything. I'm every gender. It's all in me. Sometimes I'm none of that shit. Ooh, there are definitely days I'm like, I'm not none of that shit. And then there's some days I'm like, I'm all of it. And there's some days it's like, I'm definitely a woman. I'm definitely a man. I'm everything. So repeat after me, whatever. If you identify as a masculine person, repeat after me. I am a sexual man. 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 Just because the patriarchy is toxic and centers men does not mean the masculine isn't out here struggling with their divine, sexuality, and some of them aren't out here applying themselves and trying to do their healing work, okay? So there are some good ones out there. There are some ones out there that are doing what they got to do, and a lot of men struggle. A lot of men struggle. So there's a lot of cisgender, trans men, gender fluid folks who identify as men as well. Everybody struggles. Everybody hurts. Everybody cries. Sometimes. But that is true. Everybody's human. Anyway, this next affirmation is for everyone. Repeat after me. I release worry. 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 All right. Let's go to the message from our animal guides deck. Unicorn. Indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some form of artistic expression. This is a message. It's time to paint. It's time to paint. It's time to create. It's time to make. It's time to dance. It's time to sing. It's time to groove. It's time to move. Hey, Carolyn, I love you. It is time to indulge your imagination. It is time to indulge your artistic side. It is time to finger tape paint. It is time to make something with Play-Doh. It is time to bust out. I'm looking at my coloring book right the hell over here. It is time to get out your coloring book. It is time to pull out whatever creative outlet that gives you life, that pours into you. It is time to do that in the name of your survival, in the name of your mental health, in the name of your release, in the name of putting something somewhere, in the name of your, mental occupation, in advancement. Engage in your art. Everybody is an artist. There are some of us who use our artistic, skills in our daily life. Some of us make money off of our art. Some of us share our art. Some of us don't. But all of us have this access to this outlet to create, this outlet to emote, this outlet to pour ourselves into. So the unicorn card reminds us that, number one, you are one fabulous being of light. Hello, you unicorn fabulous being you. Hello, goodbye. And also, this is here to remind us that we need to pour ourselves into our art, baby. So give to the art, to give yourself 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 to the art. And do it for catharsis. Do it because it feels good. Do it because it's healing. Do it because it'll help. Never forget, never forget, never forget that black people have been able to survive some of the most horrific ma'afa, some of the most horrific. The Black Holocaust is just as bad, y'all. Okay? There wasn't just the Jewish Holocaust. What happened with black people was devastating. The nastiness. It wasn't just the owning of slaves, the pure despicableness and the things that went down. We still feel the effects of that. And one of the reasons that we are still here and that we've been managed to overcome so much is because of art, because we were able to throw ourselves in the art of the culinary space, you know, creating food, not only to nourish us, but creating food that is beautiful. Many of our recipes, many of our techniques are a staple of Southern American cooking. Our music, jazz, hip hop, rock and roll, country has its roots, was created by black people. Okay. And this was in response to the blues. These things were in response to our world. Not only we did it because it was within us, but we created these things out of response to oppression. Powerful things happen when we pour ourselves into the art. We have the penguin. The period of darkness that you are now experiencing is passing. So, yo, I'm going to tell you that it's going to be all right. You and I, looking at myself, looking at you, it's going to be all right in my Kendrick Lamar voice, okay? But it is always darkest before the dawn, and the world and life teaches us that there are going to be dark days. There are going to be black days. There are going to be days when it's not okay, okay? And that's okay. I do not like toxic positivity culture. I don't. I am about affirmations. I am about affirming you. I am about upliftment. I'm about positivity. Toxic positivity culture, however, denies the existence of systematic racism, homophobia, things that are xenophobia, things that are a part of systems, okay, that decapitate people at their spiritual head from their bodies. It takes their spiritual head from their bodies. Do you hear me? All right. There are going to be days that are not okay. This right now has been a dark spirit. We are still in a dark space, even in America. We just passed the inauguration, and I joked about it in the last live, but I'm saying it right now. We now return to our regularly scheduled racism. We now return to our regularly scheduled homophobia, okay? Do not get lax. Take a breath, definitely, but do not get lax. The day is still a bit dark, and it always gets darkest before the dawn breaks. When we think about if you've ever witnessed a daybreak, if you've ever witnessed the day break, literally the day break into the night, right before it gets bright, it is so dark. And then when it's impossibly dark, the day comes, okay? So it's always darkest before the dawn. So things are still a bit hairy out here, still look alive, especially if you are marginalized. If you are black, watch your back, okay? Watch your back, okay? The racists are still out here very mad and unsatisfied and unhealed, unchecked as well. So if you are black, if you are brown, if you are indigenous, if you are queer, if you're a woman, watch your back. If you are a public figure who speaks out against injustice, keep doing so, but watch your back. We haven't hit the clear spot yet. We're going to. Now, this is on a big level, the macro. The micro level is in your own life. Things are going to be all right. If it's been a little dark for you, baby, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. Things are going to be okay. I can attest to that. Things have been a little wah in my world, dealing with my PTSD right now because of the attack I've been under. Not fresh at all. But things are going to get better. I can see the horizon. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. So it is what it is. So it's darkest for the dawn. Things going to be all right. But make sure you protect yourself. Make sure you protect yourself. Let's get back into these affirmations. Did I do 2 affirmations before? I don't think I did, but we're going to do it, you know. There is no shame in being queer. Repeat after me. Oh, this is a lovely another opportunity to speak about my definition. I identify as pansexual, which means I love everyone. I am attracted to cisgendered men, cisgendered, women, trans folks, non-binary folks, gender fluid folks. It's really not about genitalia for me. It is about definition. Like, I like spirits and people and bodies attached to that. I don't care if you're disabled or whatever. If I'm feeling you, I'm feeling you. So I technically fall into the queer space. I also want to acknowledge in this moment that not everybody who is gay, lesbian, bisexual, anybody who is part of the LGBTQI intersex. I often forget the intersex folks. Community identifies with the word queer. A lot of people, queer for a lot of queer people, is almost like taking back the N word for Black people, okay? Queer actually comes from a really not cool space. The meanings of queer in the beginning are very derogatory. So not every gay person, not every pansexual person, transfer person actually identifies with the language of queer, all right? I want to say that. This is a great opportunity to learn where language comes from and things of that nature. But some people have reclaimed this term. So if you have reclaimed this term, this is for you. If you identify as queer, do it. If you don't, then just hold space for people as they're affirming themselves, even though you can't really hear anybody else. But still, the point. Repeat after me if this is you. There is no shame in being queer. There is no shame in being queer. Actually, this is for everybody because this isn't about me or you. So everybody, repeat after me. There is no shame in being queer. 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 Let's do another affirmation. This affirmation says it's all about abundance. We can all get on this one as well. I attract abundance in all forms. Repeat after me. I attract abundance in all forms. 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 We forget that abundance is not just about, money, even though that's important and monetary value is important. Abundance is, do you have abundance in health? Are you alive right now? That's abundance. Are you looking at this live through a mini computer, aka your phone, or an actual computer, or your tablet? That's abundance. Can you see? That's abundance. Can you hear? That's abundance. Abundance is a lot of things, so give thanks. Let's move on to the Goddess Oracle deck. Durja, boundaries. Durja comes up a lot because we need it. We need it. Durja's doesn't play around, and we oftentimes play around with our boundaries. Durja is all about boundaries. Set them and respect them. Do you understand me? And when someone sets a boundary with you, respect it. Respect it. Respect. Do you hear me? Set your boundaries with your mothers, with your parental figures, with your authority figures. You have the right. You have the right. I get along with a lot of folks, but there's a lot of authority figures that have an issue with me because I'm quick to set a boundary. And I'm quick. Hey, I don't do that. I'm not doing that. And just because you have authority don't mean like you have carte blanche over my black ass. No, you don't. No, you don't. The only people who do that is God, and I still be defiant against them. I do. I always can't lie, but I even be rebelling against the Creator. So you definitely, if I do that shit out of my humanity, I'm definitely gonna set a boundary with a human. Set your boundaries with your children. Set your boundaries with your lover. Set your boundaries with yourself. Set your boundaries with yourself. And when someone sets a boundary with you, respect them. Respect it when children set boundaries with you, okay? Respect it. One of my pet peeves is when people make kids hug people they don't want to hug. When they make kids be around adults they have a genuine bad vibe around, don't respect. Or when a kid sets a boundary when they're like, I don't like that, don't pick me up, don't do this. When I've been short for a long time, and I remember I didn't grow for the longest. I was a little preemie baby, and also my mama short as hell. I had no chance. And so I was really little for a long time. I was low to the ground, and people picked me up forever. And they would just pick my ass up, and I would get so mad. There'd be times the older I got, I would be like, stop just picking me up. And I would hate that shit. And people would overstep my boundaries all the time. They would they were like, but you're so cute. And I would be like, I don't give a fuck. Don't pick me up. I'm a whole person. Stop. I'm tiny, but I'm a whole person. So respect it when children lay boundaries with you, when they don't want you messing with them. okay. And even they're little, not like, so even if it's not about their body, if they're like, don't joke like that, or like, just respect it. Respect boundaries, and also respect your own boundaries. If you set boundaries with someone and they cross it, be prepared to defend it. Be prepared to do what you say you was going to do. If I set boundaries in my relationship and you cross that boundary, I got to enforce that boundary. So make sure you are enforcing that boundary. You set that boundary, you honor boundaries, and you honor the boundaries of other people, okay? Because that's just respect. That just helps humanity function better. We have Sophia, and Sophia is all about wisdom. When we take a really good look at this card, she is holding a candle, a flame of wisdom, and she is very much pregnant with the symbol of the crescent moon on her belly. Sophia is all about acknowledging that everything, every lesson contains a blessing if we dive in and lean into the wisdom. This is a reminder of leaning into the lesson, and there is always a blessing because there is wisdom there. There is knowledge there. There is understanding there. There is information to be gained, to be computed, and to be utilized for you to consume and to build on, okay? Sophia is always about reminding us that every lesson, every person, every interaction gives us something. It gives us a piece of information. It gives us a knowledge. We learn something. When you do something different, when you challenge yourself, when you get out of your comfort zone, or even when like loss happens, there is a lesson there. There is something there. There is wisdom to be gained. There is experience to be gained. And there is a blessing in experience. So Sophia asks us to acknowledge our wisdom. And also Sophia asks us to acknowledge what we know. There's a lot of you who walk around treating yourself like you dumb as hell because that's what you were conditioned to think. That's what you were told to think. That's what you were abused into thinking. That's what the society told you. That's what old teachers told you. That's what your mama told you. That's what your abuser told you. And you're not stupid. You're not stupid if you don't have a PhD. You're not stupid if you got your GED. You're not stupid. You're not stupid. There's so many of you who read so much and have a wealth of knowledge because of that. There are so many of you who have learned so much about life and through life and experience, and you're really good at processing that, and you've learned things about through that. There are so many of you who your critical thinking is off the chain. Just the way you process things like completely flips the game, and you've learned so much about that. No matter what you know that you know what you know. There's this quote that's like, to paraphrase it, it's like, of course, like the fish, it will think it's stupid if it compares itself to the bird. The fish is not meant to climb a tree. Like if you tell the fish to climb a tree with a bird, like the bird, or get to that, of course the fish gonna think it's stupid. And if you tell a bird that ain't accustomed to the water and is not built to dive and to be with the ocean, then of course the bird's gonna feel stupid. Like, you can't compare. You have wisdom, you have knowledge, and you need to honor that. You need to honor the wisdom of your experience. You need to honor the wisdom of your years, of what you've read, your book knowledge, or the things that you've lived, the things that you have learned from being taught by elders, the things that you have absorbed, the things that you just came on into this earth knowing. And also a message coming through is honor the wisdom of children, because y'all like to disrespect. Let me tell you, yes, this frontal lobe is not developed, so kids be stupid as hell. Okay, I love children. I love kids, and they dumb as fuck sometimes. Dumb as a box of rocks. And that's really just because of they lack experience. And then but they have knowledge, okay? Also, kids are closer to God than you and I. More pure than us, baby. And they carry a knowledge that we are disconnected to. Everything has wisdom. Everything is ignorant of something. Everything can learn something. Everything can progress and grow and adapt. And you are smart. You are intelligent. And also remember that there is like intellectual intelligence, emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, like physical intelligence. Like there's a lot of ways to be intelligent and smart. So honor that. Honor your wisdom and utilize it too. Quit acting like you ain't smart and make better decisions. For some of you, that's really just the message. Like, stop making stupid mistakes. Let's do some affirmations. The Cash App is LadySpeech. The Venmo is LadySpeech Sankofa. The PayPal is LadySpeech Sankofa at gmail.com. This is labor, so let's recognize that. And if you benefit from this, make sure you throw something on that. If the spiritual tea that I'm spilling is nourishing your soul and quenching your thirst, make sure you throw a little something in there. I appreciate the 222s, the $1.11, the 21s, the 30s, the 150s, the 100s, the 200s. I appreciate all that shit and everything in between. So thank you. This is, I create prosperity easily and effortlessly. Repeat after me. I create prosperity easy and effortlessly. 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 Y'all like that? Y'all know I like to sing. I don't care if I can sing or not. I'm gonna do it. Because singing is close to God, okay? I was just singing about this quote this morning. Spirit is on point with the way it just guides you. I was really just thinking about this morning, and this quote is actually on my altar. I'm looking at my altar right now, my ancestor altar, and this quote is on my altar, and I just, yep, this is the ancestor speaking. So this is a quote, and I just want you to listen to it and absorb it, okay? Message for all of us. This is a quote by Josephine Baker, one of my most iconic, influential performers ever. And so, yeah. This is, you are on the eve of complete victory. You can't go wrong. The world is behind you. I really want to fucking cry. I might shed a few tears. Like, this was been heavy on my mind as I deal with, working through my own shit. And, like, my ancestors really just kept saying this quote back to me and being like, you need to just go, girl. There's different things I deal with, from fears to all that, just like everybody else. So, yeah. You are on the eve of complete victory. You can't go wrong. The world is behind you. So, dear you looking at this reading, I just want you to listen. This is one of the affirmations. I don't want you to say, I just want you to absorb this. This is a message for you. If you're hearing this right now, if you're doubting yourself, if you're doubting going for your dreams, your goals, if you're doubting leaving a toxic relationship, if you're doubting, stepping into this new space, into a new world, into a new, 2020 really destroyed a lot of us in a lot of ways, in a lot of the ways that it needed to. This space exposed where so much was wrong. And so 2021 is about the recreation. It is about a little bit more destruction. We're still like this is a fire that is still smoldering, and it'll have a few flares. But as things are destroying, this is about rebirthing a life and a world that you want to see. So, you are on the eve of complete victory. You can't go wrong. The world is behind you. You are on the eve of complete victory. Dear you, dear me, dear us. You are on the eve. We are on the eve of complete victory. We cannot go wrong. The world is behind us. And when I think about the world, like, it ain't about the world, y'all. Like, my world is behind me, my ancestors. Like, even as I say that, like, I have goosebumps and I feel them, like, their hands on my shoulders and on my hips and on my legs. Like, my people are always looking out for my highest good. No matter how hairy the situation gets, if I just listen, they never fail me. And they'll never fail you. You are on the eve of complete victory. You can't go wrong. The world is behind you. You are on the eve of complete victory. You can't go wrong. The world is behind you. So, I might just have to get this tattoo. I'm gonna put that to the side because I'm gonna tape that in my planner. Let's do another affirmation. This affirmation is an appropriate one. I appreciate myself. Repeat after me. I appreciate myself. 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 The reason why I do these affirmations is because we spend a lot of time talking shit about ourselves. A lot of us use these vocal cords, this language, this type of ability to not say great things about us. And then we don't really say great things about others because of that. So I want to remind us to say good things to ourselves. Speak to yourself nicely. Who the fuck are you talking to when you're being an asshole to you? Stop doing that shit. Stop Stop doing that shit. All right, so we have the Ten of Pentacles. And this is all about death and life, babies. We're going to move on to the Carolyn Myss deck. I love this deck. So the sun, now, excuse me, this is not the Carolyn Myss deck. What the fuck? This is the Carolyn Myss deck. This is the Santa Muerte deck. I love the Santa Muerte deck. It is absolutely incredibly beautiful, breathtaking. The Ten of Pentacles is all about the chrysanthemum dying. It is all about things are dying. And are you willing? Are you willing to let them go? And this is also about pushing beyond. Not only are things dying, are you willing to let them go, but are you willing to apply your abundance that happens in your other aspects and other areas of life to your parts of your life that are deficient, okay? So this is about both of these cards coming up are about life through death, okay? This is about letting go of what was. Do not try to return to what we were, who you were, how you were making money, how things were going on before 2020. All right? You ain't going to get 2019 back. We're not, and we're not going to get 2020 back, and shit is not going to go back to normal. This is a new normal. So this is about reaching for and getting creative, okay? Again, the example of black people. R&B and music as you know it, the music industry as you know it was flipped on its head because black people weren't let in due to racism. What R&B as you know it was on a different trajectory. So many of y'all's white doo-wop groups were stealing from black artists, like legitimately or legitimately. They were just stealing from black artists. That was what was happening. They were taking songs that we were making and doing, stealing them, taking them, and making big hits out of them. They wouldn't let us in. Why that shifted was because the Chitlin circuit. Things like the Chitlin circuit. And what people, I'm giving you a little bit of history. So definitely the Cash App is LadySpeech, the Venmo is LadySpeech, Sankofa, the PayPal is LadySpeech, Sankofa at gmail.com. The Chitlin circuit was really a circuit of restaurants, of juke joints, of not places, were places that we're not accustomed to and were not built for performance. We really just started touring these places out. We just started touring these places. We started going to the South. We started going to the East Coast, West Coast. Anywhere there were black people, we had our own spaces. We would get into these small crack places and just do what we needed to do. We popularized our own music. All that happened. And because of that, like white people started coming down to our club even more. They started infiltrating our spaces. And the record company had to recognize like, oh shit, if we don't let them in, they're going to make all this money and we're going to lose out. Hello. That's another lesson in another video. However, you got to make a way. If they like that was that whole point of me telling that story is sometimes you ain't going to get in through the door. You got to go take the window. There are times when you are tasked with going after your dream, your goal, or your desire, and you go through the first way, and that is barred to you. That doesn't necessarily mean that you aren't supposed to pursue your dream. Sometimes spirit is like, you aren't going to go through the window. You're not going to go through the door. You're not going to go through the side entrance. You're going to bust in through the motherfucking roof. You heard me? Sometimes spirit go back, you come in and make a dramatic entrance. Sometimes spirit's like, nah, I'm going to take you in through the underground and you're going to bust up through the motherfucking floorboards on these hoes. This is all about, the Ten of Pentacles is all about accepting the fact that we ain't going backwards, we're only going forward. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And it's going to be okay. But you're going to have to, like, look differently at it. So I know a lot of us are scared about, you know, this new dawn, about making money differently, about making art differently, about living a new life. Some of us are getting a very clear message from Creator that we got to do different, and it's got to be different from here on out. Some of you are getting a message to simplify. Some of you are getting a message to completely change, you know, careers. And I really did have the notion, the urge to like reveal love over fear again. Like, you have to trust love over fear. This is not about being stupid. This is not about moving without plans. This is not about being dumb about your shit. But you have to trust yourself. You need to trust you need to trust yourself. You need to trust where you're moving forward. So, Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, you know, sometimes you gotta look at where you are thriving right now and look at where you're not and borrow some of that juju from that part of your life and infuse it. Sometimes you gotta look differently about some things. Sometimes you gotta approach your goal, your dream differently. 2020 showed us that what yours is actually still yours. But sometimes the approach is going to have to be different. But what is yours and meant for you is still yours. We have the Ten of Wands, again, of the Santa Muerte deck. Just look at these fucking cards. I love this deck so deeply. The Ten of Wands is about the death of things. Again, this is clearly, it's got this red, passionate energy, the blood, the life force, the passion. So this is about a couple things. This is about that. This is about approaching life with passion. We began this reading with the Van Divide card, which is all about liveliness, enthusiasm, vitality, passion. This is about rediscovering, making way for your passions to be seen, to be honored. This is about approaching, finding your passion again, new passions, and going forth to conquer, okay? This is about letting the old die. You ain't going back. Stop trying to get to that relationship. There are things that you're trying to hang on to that you cannot. We cannot. There are some relationships that are just dead in the water. They just dead in the water. Let them be dead in the water. Let them be dead in the water. There's some situations, jobs, careers, all of that. Let it go, because there is financial prosperity in front of you. There is prosperity in relationship. There is prosperity in love life. There is prosperity with fertility. There is prosperity in your business. Excuse me. There's prosperity in your family life. But some of you got to quit beating a dead ass horse. Quit beating a dead ass horse. Quit beating a dead ass horse. Let it go. 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 Okay? So that a new dawn can truly, truly come into itself full. And you know what? I felt this hard. I have definitely tried to there was one thing that I kept trying to hang on to because it was a comfort. And that's a big lesson in this. Sometimes you're going to be asked to let go of things that aren't necessarily bad for you, but they've been acted as a comfort, and you don't need that. And that comfort has become a crutch. Okay, when a comfort becomes a crutch, you need to run. Okay, and when a comfort becomes a crutch, you probably healed and you can run. Run. And there is this thing that even though it cost me actually a lot to lose it in the beginning, but Spirit's like, you gotta let it go because that's a whole crutch for you. And Spirit is right. It's right. It's a crutch. And I keep lying to myself about, I can keep that comfort and move on and keep that with me and expand. I can't. So when a comfort becomes a crutch, you got to run. And you better believe this bitch, this goddess king right here, this queen, this everything is about to, this empress, this highness, this majesty is on my way. I'm running away from that shit. Bye. You've served me well. Peace out, bitches. Peace out, bitches. Shout out to those of you who, thank you for those of you who showed some love to my Cash App. Someone showed me love to Cash App. I appreciate you, 2121. I think it was Janae. The notifications come up fast and they go away. So, and then someone showed some love to my PayPal. So thank you. I didn't see who that was. This is a great quote, African proverb. When there is no enemy within, the enemies outside cannot hurt you. Just listen to this and absorb it. When there is no enemies within, the enemy outside cannot hurt you. When there is no enemy within, the enemy outside cannot hurt you. When there is no enemy within, the enemy outside cannot hurt you. You know, the other day I asked, are you a good friend to yourself? On Facebook before I got banned. And I'll talk about that soon, right, in a bit. But everybody was like, holy shit. And I was like, yeah, I want to remind you to be a good friend to yourself. Be a good friend to yourself. Be a good friend to yourself. So are you an enemy to yourself? In what ways? Don't judge yourself about it. Just fix it. This is another quote by Janelle Monáe. Appropriate. Spirit, I really do choose these at random, and Spirit just be talking. Even if it makes others uncomfortable, I will love who I am. Repeat after me. Even if it makes others uncomfortable, I will love who I am. Even if it makes others uncomfortable, I will love who I am. Even if it makes others uncomfortable, I will love who I am. Even if it makes others uncomfortable, I will love who I am. And let me tell you something, as a Black woman, femme, genderqueer, gender fluid, they, them, he, public figure, sex positive, actual sex worker, in that I do paid domination work. motivational coach, speaker. Folks don't like it when I love myself. Fat as well. Folks don't like it when I love myself. So I could definitely attest to it makes bitches uncomfortable that I love my fatness, that I love my blackness, that I love my bald head. It makes people uncomfortable that I love my loudness, that I love myself with all my mental health issues. It makes folks hella uncomfortable. And you know what? I could give a fuck. Y'all don't pay these bills. You don't eat my pussy. And those who do eat it don't care about that. They love it. They love every part of me. Okay? Okay? People gonna love you. Love yourself. People gonna love you. Love yourself. And if even people don't love you, God love you. Your ancestors love you. Your spirit guides love you. If they don't love you, fuck them. Fuck the other people. Last couple cards. Cash App, LadySpeech, Venmo, LadySpeech, Sankofa, PayPal, LadySpeech, Sankofa @gmail.com. You know, it's labor. Thank you for paying for it. We have the Detective, light attributes, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. The shadow attributes is voyeurism, falsifying information. So the shadow attributes, not voyeurism sexually. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you like what you like, I'm not going to shame your kink. I'm voyeur too. I like it. You love it. Whatever. There's exhibitionists and voyeurs. But this is voyeurism when it comes to just watching people watching people's demise. Stop watching random black trauma. Stop watching black people just get straight up killed and watching that on loop. Stop that shit. Do something about it. Heal yourself. You know, challenge the system. Challenge America. Challenge internalized indoctrinated racism. But quit being a voyeur in the messed up spaces. Quit watching fat people get humiliated. Quit watching black people get humiliated. Quit watching the demise of, you know, indigenous people. This is about quit that. And also quit spending time watching other people's lives when you need to be doing what you need to be doing for yourselves. Okay? This is not, again, yeah, like, I'm into kink. We ain't shaming nobody's, you know, fetishes or anything like that. I'm a voyeur myself. But this is that space of when you just watch it. And also, if you find yourself on Instagram, always, like, watching other people's lives and then, like, living, you know, vicariously through that. Living vicariously through, like, you know, oh, I wish, and you got a whole plan that the universe has given you. You got a whole path and purpose that spirit is trying to get you to walk on. Stop. That's not okay either. Do your work. Follow your path. Follow your dreams. Quit just observing people and using that as an excuse not to do your work. The light attribute is great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Number one, the truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off, but it'll set you free. But this is all about when your spidey sense is tingling and telling you to look harder. Simba, look harder. Then fucking look harder, okay? You need to look deeper. Use your detective, spider, tingling powers to look deeper. Seek the truth. Seek the truth in your spirituality. Seek the truth with your friends. Seek the truth in your relationships. Seek the truth. Seek the truth. Also, seek the truth with your friends. And that also means don't be around people who blow sunshine up your booty. I don't have the luxury of having sunshine being blown up my booty. I am a public figure, and I do good work. So there's a lot of people who are genuine in their affection and they want to show me a lot of love, and I feel that and I think that. And so there's a lot of other people who too have never been treated with a lot of love and respect. So when I give them that takes them off the Richter scale. I feel that as well. But I'm not perfect. I make fucking mistakes. I fuck up or mess up. And I've got people who have my back and who love me, and they love me by telling me the truth. Okay, they tell me when my shit is thinking. They tell me when my slip is showing. They tell me when I'm messing up. Okay, so seek the truth out about yourself. Always seek the truth. Don't seek the truth. Seek the truth. If you are problematic, you need to be seeking the truth about that so that you can be held accountable in this piece. Okay, because self-accountability is sexy. Self-accountability is sexy. It's sexy. All right. And then also great powers of observation and intuition. Trust your intuition and observe like hell. And trust the things that you see and you feel. And if those things are lining up, bounce or act accordingly. Sometimes that doesn't mean you bounce. Sometimes it means you act on something. But, you know, do what you got to do. We have the pioneer. Passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. Perfect way to end this reading. You are being called into your path. You're being called into your purpose. You're being called into the greatest version of yourself that the earth has ever seen. You're being called into some newness, some of you are being called into a new career. Some of you are being called into a new religion, a new faith. Some of you are being called into a new walk in life. Some of you are being called into a new health practice. Some of us, every one of us are being called into something. Some of us, you are being called into confronting your racism, your fat phobia. Some of you are being called into abolition work. Some of you are being called into whatever it is that you're being called to, but you're being called, so you need to listen. You need to listen. You have to take in the energy of the pioneer, doing what hasn't been done before. Going where no man, no woman, no person, no being has gone before inside of you. It's time to resurrect your passion. Your passion can definitely be influenced and sparked by and, stoked. That fire can be stoked by outside people, but it really needs to, that inner fire needs to come from you. You need to have the things. Even if the spark comes from outside, the spark can't do nothing if there's no material to burn here. You need to gather the things inside of you that light your fire and light it. Because it's time for a new dawn. It's time for a new day. The shadow attributes are a compulsive need to keep moving on. So this is the thing. A lot of us look. And when we find, we don't acknowledge that. We're so addicted to the looking, be it relationships or a path or purpose. Some of you have been looking and you have found it. You have found the thing, you have found the path, you have found the purpose. I meet so many people who are like, what is my path and purpose? And I'm like, you actually got told your path and purpose 10 years ago, but you keep looking and won't pay attention. Now listen to your daddy's speech. Listen to your daddy's speech. When you have been looking for something and spirit lets you know you have found it, trust and stay there. Cash App LadySpeech, Venmo LadySpeech Sankofa, PayPal LadySpeech Sankofa at gmail.com. Yeah, show love. This affirmation is a quote by Morris Schwartz, but thousands of people have said it over time. Repeat after me. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. I have had some really good, actually, crying sessions the last 3 days. Cathartic, everything I needed. Cried in front of this altar this morning, last night. Cried, yesterday. Been doing a lot of crying. This PTSD has been a freaking lot. And the healing that I've been doing around that has been a lot. So it's okay to cry. Repeat after me. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. Last but not least, this affirmation says, I take daily action on the things that matter to me. I take daily action on the things that matter to me. I take daily action on the things that matter to me. I take daily action on the things that matter to me. I take daily action on the things that matter to me. All right, y'all. I love you dearly. A couple things before I let you go. I want to show some accountability. Like I said, I have been dealing with some issues in regards to PTSD and really centering some healing. So I'm late on the website. The website is probably looking like February coming out. But quality is what I aim for. I don't ever want to just throw something together and, be half-assed about it. So that's when that happens. Also, we will be going full-blown with the Patreon. So if you want to support me on Patreon, that is LadySpeech Sankofa, the Motivational Dominatrix. So you can, and that's going to be motivating content on there. So you can support me on Patreon. Then we will be, full-blown posting on the regular basis come February. And, yeah, I just this week, if you've seen my profile on YouTube. I did go back to posting, as I said I would post at the beginning of January, so I've been hitting you with the 2 or 3 videos. You'll notice at the beginning of the month I didn't. And again, just dealing. I was in a big part of my PTSD, or actually not a big part. I was in a very interesting part in my PTSD, and I just lost some time. So I do not judge myself for that. However, I am transparent about these things because I always want you to remember that your healers, your gurus, your guides are very much human too, okay? And your good gurus, your good guides, your good healers are always going to be working on themselves and healing, and they are going to be accountable to you and to themselves, okay? But this is also a reminder, too, that I am human. I am definitely a strong woman. I'm a strong person. I'm a strong man. I'm a strong they, them. I am a strong individual. And that strength comes from times of when I am weak, when I am feeling powerless, and I am working through those things. You can't ever forget that strength is not built in times of power. Strength is shown. Going on. Strength is shown in times of power. Strength is not made in times of power. Strength is made in times of weakness. When you think about strength training at the gym, you go there, and when you strength train, you're about always pushing your muscle. So it's always a challenge. Strength training is never like, oh, I made it to this weight and I'm the bomb. Like, no, that's always a challenge. And then because it trains you, it builds on top of that itself. And when you need that power, it's shown. So yeah, I want to just be transparent. And also we often treat Black women like they are infallible, or they are, and that's not okay. We treat Black femmes like that, and that's not okay. And I have gotten treated like that a lot. Like, my humanity has been displaced away from me. So it's my duty to cultivate a community around me that makes it beneficial and easy for me to heal, as I am providing spaces for others to heal, because this is all about reciprocity. So thank you for holding space, and I appreciate you. And also, again, like, I appreciate you holding space, and also I have a responsibility, and being a self-accountability is a thing, you know? So I love you all. Just in case nobody has told you today, you are valuable, you are beautiful, and you are amazingly divine. You have a beautiful purpose. And sometimes that purpose is as simple as living a good life and healing. Not all of us need to affect change on the whole world. And the great thing and the crazy thing is as you live your life, you end up affecting the whole world. So remember that. You're valuable here. You're valuable here. When you're doing a lot of things and when you're doing absolutely nothing. And remember, when you're doing nothing, you are doing something. You're surviving. Love to you all. I'll see you soon. Thank you for supporting and tuning in to this Sunday service spiritual tea session with your favorite hood healer, with your favorite hood priestess, with your favorite motivational dominatrix, with your favorite auntie captain goddess, LadySpeech. Peace.